Okay, here's the update. The freshwater tank braces had broke out of there. However, let me turn this around and show you. However, they're maybe I should have done the video before I fixed it, but this was all bent out of shape and the center was bent down. So there might have been a 5-degree angle down, and then these end pieces were pulled and bent out, and a couple of these here were bent. I did some hammering and I bent them out. It's not perfect. There's still a slight bend, but it's fairly close. Now my question is, thinking, do I put it back on like this? Preferably, since it's been bent, I'd like to, especially right here, this is where I was hammering it, I'd like to put a brace on here and weld it, but I'm in an RV park. I think one of the maintenance guys might have a welding machine, so I'll have to consider, another thing would be, yeah, I think that might be the only option. I was thinking about maybe putting bolts in, put a piece of metal here, put bolts in, but then the water tank goes right here, so that wouldn't work. It's kind of flush right up against there, and it's supposed to hold it fairly tight. So I'll just show you underneath here. I'm holding it up with this jack here, but there's the freshwater tank, and this goes right on this side right here. This L angle iron goes right there to hold the corner, and then you got the 3 pieces that go across this way. Sorry, it's not. Is this thing zoomed in? It's not, but. And so on this side we had to lift it back. There wasn't any damage here because of course it was welded according, right onto this framing right here. I guess I see a little bit of a bend right here, but barely. Not much there to speak of. So this side is probably just fine. And you can kind of see where the braces were. You can see that there's a bit of a bow here because it was blowing up like a balloon. And the main problem because of this, over there's a drain that's factory. There's also a drain here. Actually, this one, I wonder if they replaced this tank. Someone's worked under here before, but the problem is this one, I believe, starts to drain. It says it's like 3/4 full or 2/3 full, and it starts to leak water out of here. So problem is it's not at the very top, and if you have just a slight lean to this way, then it starts leaking out water when it says it's 2/3 full. So it doesn't allow your tank to fill up all the way, and we need to use all of the 58 gallons that this tank gives us. We're a family of 6, and if we go really easy on the water, then we can make it a week. But it's hard to do that when you're going 2/3, and if you have to keep on going to dump, that's an extra expense. It's extra gas, it's extra. Most dumps cost, it's usually $5 to $20. Most of them are 10. So this is what we're working with. It says we're going to have 27 degrees tonight, or 28. That's my other concern, because it's an hour just to get to some of the stores. And I guess I could, I don't know. I mean, these pipes could freeze, but they are PEX, and PEX can take a bit of a freeze, but you're compromising. There's little corner pieces in the PEX that's just plastic, and so there's potential to break some of the pieces under here to allow the freeze. So I got a few things to think about how I want to do this. And then here's the covering here, and maybe I could put that back under here tonight somehow and just hold it, because I think this, if I do any welding, I need another day or two to, I think that maintenance guy won't be here until tomorrow, and I'd have to go from there. So yeah, that's the update. Now the other drain, there's 2 hoses there. One is at the bottom, or near the bottom, and the other one is at the top. It's like this one that drains like up there. I'm sure glad that this tank has 2, but the thing is, when this one drains before the other, the solution of the guy that bought it from us, he put a zip tie on this and he just tied it like that. Now you have to do that unless you don't want to fill up your tank all the way. So that's where it was. This one was able to drain, and in fact I think the reason why it busted was that one's kind of bent up a little bit, and I think there could have been some ice in there. So this is just what you have to deal with here. What I was thinking of is maybe bending this up at an angle and then putting a couple of corner pieces on, so this is actually goes up a little higher and then goes down from that, because this one turns. I believe it should turn, and I guess that would be another question. If I want to turn that and see if it's compromised, if it breaks, that'd be a whole nother bum deal. It'd be another issue. Or I just don't like the way it was set up before. I need both drains to be able to let the water out, because some of these RV places have quite good pressure, and and even fill up places, dump areas, and you got to let that water come through, and you got to see it to know that you're full, because the indicator inside is just not that precise. So that is the update. Feel free to leave a comment if you've done this before, have an opinion. My concern is now that this has been bent up, it's compromised, and it's going to be just a little bit weaker than it was before. I think it would be okay, but if I had any more issues, it would just bend right back down and do the same thing just a little bit easier than it did the last time. But it might be okay to go back like that. So I don't know if you could imagine this, but those drains on the side of the tank, picture this as the top of the tank, and there's the drain just below. And if there's even a slight angle, then there's a really wide tank, puts all the water down this way, and then water just drips out. I'm gonna have to clean the side of this trailer. But if I angle it kind of up at an angle like that, and then put a couple of angle pieces, then you know, I don't know if I can do much. I don't have much space to work, because this tank it goes right up against the floor. So I'm going to be considering these things, but this is the update. This is a Salem Hemisphere Light bunkhouse 311 QB. I do like, I think someone did some good work here. I like the way that these were. These things right here didn't bend at all. I just wish this thing was a little stronger. And I guess that's where I'm at. I guess I'll end this here, and maybe do something a little bit later to let you guys know what I decided. I just don't like the setup. This tank is so wide. And in fact, we were sitting at a construction area where the road had a bit of an angle to it, and water was just leaking out of one side. Now, if I sent these hose, another thing is if I sent it this way and I sent it to that side and I let it drain down that side, and if I took that one this way and this side and I let it drain down this side, that would eliminate the problem, and that might be the solution. I would just have to run it, get a lot of hose and run it back and around. That could be the deal if I want to solve the problem. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to deal with having 2/3 of a tank. And man, I was really excited about getting we had a smaller RV and it only had 30 gallons, so I was excited about getting this 58-gallon tank, and now I'm realizing it's really like a 45-gallon tank. I actually measured it one time, and that's quite a bit of extra water that you can't fill up with due to these drain plugs. But it is what it is. I think the situation of crisscrossing, but I can't go on top because they go flush against the floor, the bottom of the flooring there. But if I crisscross them around the side to the other side, that could do it. That could solve the problem of not being able to fill up all the way. And yeah, maybe that's what I should do. That's doable. So that's what I'm thinking about, and I guess I'll let you know what I decide later.